That is.
Do you want to hear a story?
Sure.
So a couple months ago,
Mm-hmm.
Mason and I think before the podcast, started having this conversation about would we get tattoos of QR codes on our bodies if we hit a certain viewership amount on that episode. And it had to be within a week. So it couldn't be that it accumulates it over time. It had to be within a week. And we set the bar low at 100 views. And of course, I'm clean, he's clean, nothing happened. So the question is, if we're to run that thing back, all three of us, how many views would it take for us to get in a 7-day period for you to get a QR code tattooed on your body that would link to your contact?
All right, hear me out. Let's get a little bit more bold with this and give it a year instead of 7 days. Because I think this is going to go. So I'm going to say, if this video...
that takes way too long, though. There's no payoff.
There's
no immediate payoff.
Oh, that's the point. We're not doing the road to 100K because we think that there's going to be immediate payoff.
You got to keep the people excited.
Oh, the people will be excited. I mean, okay, well, why don't we just do 2 goals then? A short-term and a long-term goal. That way we have something to work towards.
Mason, if you had a long-term goal and you wanted a prize at the end of it, what would that be?
Any prize?
You should be able to figure this out pretty quickly.
My immediate thought was something sexual, so if it's not down that road, I don't know.
It's one that we've set before.
A tattoo.
The other one. We're losing retention like crazy now.
I know. Oh, yeah, he's got to get drunk on a podcast.
Oh.
Drunk.
Okay.
Because we set this, I think, first episode we did, there was 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was if we got 1,000 views on an episode,
mm-hmm.
that I was getting trashed. Like, I had to start getting trashed the next week. And I don't drink. I haven't drank.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This might be 4 years now.
Wow.
So.
Well, not even since you got drunk, just since you really, drink.
I haven't drank any alcohol. That's not my
Sips.
brother's bachelor party, cousin's bachelor party, my bachelor party, nothing.
Yeah.
So it's not going to take much. We're just down in vodka and ships away. So if you want a long-term goal, we've set that one before. If you want a short-term goal.
All right. Well, let's go based on current events. Let's say in a week-long period, let's say 150 views or 150 lessons. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible.
Fair.
Okay. All right. And we're all in agreement that all 3 of us are doing this. It's not just me.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not.
So I'm getting Mason's business. He's getting yours.
No, I think you need something that works a little better than your key fob.
Okay, yeah, just trashing the key fob.
Well, and for everyone who doesn't know about that, he wanted to compare business cards.
Yes.
And he talked a big game about how his business card was all that, and he was going to be able to come help me revise my business card that he hadn't even seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
But he was talking a big game about how he'd be able to come help up my game, and he has someone to help me, and all these things. So then when he's supposed to bring his business card over, I forgot it.
Yeah.
And then the next time he brings his little key tag over, because he's going to one-up me and go, I thought outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, let me see your phone. I tapped my phone to it. Might as well have just tapped it to the wall.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I didn't know you have freaking...
I'm not done yet. That was last week. This week, Mason comes in. He's like, hey, Mason, let me see your phone. Taps it to the little fob.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happens. So then I showed Mason my card. He scans the QR code.
Yeah.
Everything works just like it's supposed to.
I can't. Yeah. Well, I didn't know the 2 people that I'd be showing it to had industrial grade bulletproof cases to super thick.
Yeah, I don't know if this is personal information. I don't know if you want this on the podcast, but you are an Android user.
I am an Android user.
That could be the issue too.
Oh yeah, sorry. Having hardware and technology that's 10 years advanced from you guys is really a downside here.
Yeah, I don't think that's even remotely true, but whatever. Anyways, boys, what have you been up to this last month?
Oh, this, that, and the other. What about you?
It's like a worse Mason answer.
I was working.
I felt good. I felt bad that I upstaged him last month. So this is my month to be the poor conversationalist.
Yeah. All right, Mason, set the bar for us.
I don't have a bar, dude. Life's pretty boring.
I swear to God, you guys suck so much at this section.
No, but I will say, my youngest son started playing soccer,
Nice.
which I don't coach because I don't know anything about it. But I don't know. Did you guys play soccer growing up?
I did.
Oh, did you play long term?
No.
Like I played 2 seasons when I was 7.
Yeah, I was pretty young when I played.
Yeah, but like the soccer people these days,
Oh, they're intense.
they're fucking intense, and I hate them all. We're in a rec league. There's competitive in a rec league, even at the first grade level.
Yeah.
And there's parents out there and the coaches that are coaching to win the fucking game and playing the kids that have never played before and clearly not as good, like not even playing.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like, dude, this is a rec league. We got him in here because he likes to play at recess and he wants to learn how to play.
Right.
But they're just so intense. And I called them out on it, and they don't like me.
Well, if that's surprising to you, I had one of my old coworkers. His kid played soccer, and he was like 10 years old.
I already don't like your coworker.
Well, and he's very competitive, and they play in the competitive league.
But see, there you go.
Okay, but
That's fair.
What's crazy to me is that some of these parents, if you want to be in like the best league, at least in Phoenix, there's like one league, I don't even know what they're called, but they call them like the junior rush league or something like that, and it's something like $5,000 to $10,000 a season for like first graders or second graders, and every single parent on that team is like, oh, my kid's gonna get a full ride scholarship for soccer. I'm like, what?
If you just put $5,000 in the bank for 12 years in a row, you could probably send them to
Right.
a good amount of school right there.
Well, but that's the crazy part to me. It's just like, why are you pushing all this on a first grader? Like, let them be kids.
I feel like the worst one is baseball because those kids start pitching and
Oh, yeah.
you've got kids who are stars and then some of them just blow out their arm by the time they get into high school or stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, and a lot of those kids don't want it. I mean, I've got a buddy, AJ. He has like a prodigy child.
Mm-hmm.
Like he plays all sports, and like since he was, I don't know, I want to say like 4 years old, he was just like bothering him to go like dribble and shoot, and like this is all this kid wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's doing baseball, but like he is abnormally good at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like those, like when kids are special like that, I might drop the dough for that, something like that. But
that makes sense if the kid wants it.
Yeah.
But when it's the parent that it's like, oh no, you have to go do this. It's like, that's completely different. And I mean, I knew a lot of friends growing up too that they'd been playing sports their whole life, and by the time they're graduating high school, they've had like 4 ACL tears and just like
Dude, gymnasts,
football players, like even basketball players, like multiple concussions,
Still.
all that kind of stuff. Like your body's just wrecked before you even hit college.
yep.
It's crazy.
But the payoff at the end of that tunnel,
Maybe.
right? The
Right.
fictional light at the end of the tunnel. It's that you're going to be able to be one of those people that makes millions of dollars. You change everything for your family, and it's.
Well, I think things are different now too because now college students can get paid a lot more
With the NIL, yeah.
That's a big difference, and I understand why people chase that, but it's just, it's a lot.
I've got a friend who he's playing football at ACU.
Mm-hmm.
they have a football program now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've had it for a while, and
Usually those like smaller schools, they have like a basketball,
Right,
and
yeah.
baseball, yeah.
but what I thought of when the whole NIL thing started, I was like, could we as Sledgehammers in the office sponsor him with NIL and be like, hey, here's the deal. We'll give you $1,000. We'll give you $1,000. He's not a star athlete or anything, but just we're gonna treat it like a whole brand deal. You wear our merch. You post on social for us.
Why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be able to do that?
I just didn't want to spend it. I just didn't want to give $1,000 away to a kid instead of being like, I know I could buy other things with this. And at the time, it was like, I really probably shouldn't just do that. So
That's fair.
I mean, you don't know unless you try.
essentially.
Yeah, you don't know who's showing up to the ACU games to look for renovation.
I think more I wanted the irony of it, just that I want all his
100%.
friends to be like, how the hell and who is this company? And can I get this deal? And just be like, no, I'm sorry. I've got like a single thing with him right now. And everyone's just looking at him like, what happened?
Dude, some of those things have to work. Like, because I have the business account on Instagram. Do you ever get like people asking you to like be a promoter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But like a couple of them, I've looked into like, okay, who is this judgment? A couple of them were like women's clothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you just message everybody because it works so well? It doesn't matter.
But I feel a lot of times those aren't genuine.
That's true.
Okay, well, the ones that I've seen too, usually it's an ambassador program where you get a code that they can put in.
Right.
So you get a rev share split off of something that someone buys.
Yeah.
So if I have it where it's Thad 20, same thing with all the other podcasts that have ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you use our promo code, that's how the end product can track how many people have gone through and paid for it.
It's a great segue.
You don't have to be a salesman, and you don't have to just have a straight cut off of it.
Right.
That's a great segue for your Shamrock Farms.
Actually, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, do you need something in your life that is delicious, nutritious, and overall just probably your go-to comfort drink? A lot of people turn to booze. They want to feel better. But booze leads to hitting your wife and kids.
Chocolate milk does. The path to happiness that doesn't lead to your children and kids, your children and your kids being beaten.
Alex, you couldn't have said it better.
And in the off chance that you mix both, they will have healthy bones and be able to take the beating.
Are they drinking the alcohol and the chocolate milk?
I'm assuming that you don't buy chocolate milk just for yourself.
I mean...
So, if you can find a website that has a code that you can put in when you buy bulk Shamrock Farms chocolate milk.
Do me this. Email Thaddeus, chocolate milk 22, and he will buy you a chocolate milk and send it to you free of charge.
There's a whole bunch of disclaimers that you can
Then you
find
can
out
track it.
later.
If you get enough people, you can take it to Shamrock.
That'd be insane.
Like, I've got 5 very thirsty people right here, right now.
Every Thursday on the clock, they send it in.
So
I'm kind of an influencer. A chocolate milk influencer.
if you want a drink that's refreshing and promotes a healthy family, buy Shamrock Farms chocolate milk. All right.
Good stuff.
Have you seen the, what are those photos called when you're like pregnant and you take like pictures?
Paternity photo.
There you go. Yeah, those ones.
Don't
Because
worry,
my
we just did those and
Yeah.
those are horrible. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, well, yeah, you do like too when they got like the big old bellies
Oh,
or
yeah, we
whatever,
did
and they
one of the
put something
announcements.
in like a water bath to make it look milky. But what if you just did one chocolate milk?
Chocolate milky. Choco milky.
There we go. I'll show up to this photo shoot. I hate taking pictures. Like, the wife's always, hey, we should take a picture. Hey, we should take a picture. I'm like, how about we just enjoy what we're doing?
Yeah, you can tell your smile half the time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, yeah, he looks really happy in that photo. That's the biggest smile I've seen.
Well, Thaddeus, why don't you just do the work and stop posting videos about it? Right? Well, that's what he talks about the pictures. Well, why don't we just live in the moment? We don't need pictures. Well, then why do you videotape your work jobs? Why don't you just do your work like you're supposed to? Live in the moment.
I did. I lived in the moment, and I'm like, here's what I lived.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, let's get into the stats. Why don't we start with Mason?
Stats of what?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, whoa. Am I jumping?
Oh my gosh, that fucking new guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Amateur hour over here.
Ladies and
You should
gentlemen,
have seen that his face when you did that. You're like, is he really doing this right now?
He's fucking himself so bad. I just want to give you more to edit.
So anyways.
Sorry, go ahead.
ladies
If you
and
want a
gentlemen,
segue, no, you're even fucking up. Dude, this shit's a disaster.
Yeah.
This is not getting 1,000 views or 150 views. If you want to segue Thaddeus, you just put that. Let's get hammered.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sledgehammers to the Office podcast, where we celebrate the heavy hitters on the job site and in the office. As always, I'm joined by MasonOxendale and our routine guest, accomplice, one of the boys, Alex
Distracting.
Reiki.
Reiki?
Von Reich, whatever.
Wow. It's terrible.
He's on trial,
Yeah. It's fair.
month by month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on probation.
We'll see if we keep him for the next season.
Yeah, that's fair.
See if he gets this tattoo. All right. This is the night where we get together, talk about our 3 different businesses, what we're doing inside the business. The big thing we're tracking is what we call the road to 100K. The big thing with this is going to be how long does it take to get to $100,000 earned gross. Gross is usually considered a vanity metric. The reason why we chose that was because we wanted to see momentum and just even get cash flow going. The one after this will be the road to 100K net. So we've got a whole bunch of plans for all that good stuff. We didn't have a guest this last month, just some scheduling stuff. But next week we're gonna have a guest on the podcast. Super excited about that. So Mason, if you want to kick us off with what you've got in terms of the update on the road to 100K, your action steps, and then I think you had some stuff that you want to share about the real estate industry.
Yep. I do say I do not like not having a headset. I feel like I'm not involved. It's just me and Alex out here hanging out.
Yeah. True.
But anyways, all right, recap. Last month. My stats are pretty easy right now to recap. Last month, $0. This month, I got a whopping $1,050. Yep, the New York referral finally came through. I feel like you're just taking it away from me now.
Yeah. We don't need to do headphones.
The audio people have no idea what's going on. Just keep talking.
Oh, that's true. Anyways, and then action steps from last month of what I was supposed to do. I had my daily outputs, which are touch all my hot leads, all my follow-up tasks, which include all my calls, texts, emails every day, check the emails, and post to on my Instagram story every single day. Which I did do the important daily outputs as far as everything. The social media, the posting on the story, it wasn't something that I chose not to do on purpose. It's in the moment I forget to do it.
Gotcha.
Or even because, like take a picture, I'll do it later. I just forget. So, so I got that done. My new generations, I was supposed to post did you guys check out my video on YouTube?
No, it didn't pop up in my feed. I should have seen it.
Yeah, because it wasn't posted.
Troll over here.
I swear to God.
I did do the video I was planning to do was a lot more work than I anticipated. So
Are you editing your stuff as well?
yeah,
Okay.
but I
That's
haven't
a
even
lot
got to that part. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm pretty. I mean, it does take me a while. I kind of enjoyed doing that a little bit, even though it's very tedious and annoying. But then, of course, my third action step was touching my sphere, making sure everybody I know still remembers me.
Gotcha.
So my new lead generation was not successful. And then couple of things is through doing my sphere lead generation, I got a past client, wanted to buy a house. We actually got under contract yesterday.
Nice.
Hey, there we go.
So, I mean, I've always known it, but the more, like, we're following through exactly what we do, I noticed that, like, it's easier for me just to talk to people I haven't talked to and follow up with them.
Right.
And they're your bread and butter once you start getting the business going. Another thing is that I needed to reduce the amount of time I spend on older leads. Kind of more develop like a drip system, like an email campaign kind of thing, so they always see my emails. Because the point of those is that they might not be ready now. They could be just ghosting you. But if they're not ready now, there's so many times where it's 2, 3, 4. There's even been a couple of guys on the team, they're like 6-year-old leads. Never talked to, set them up on a random drip, all of a sudden call them and say they want to buy a house.
Right.
So you never want to let those ones slip through. And then with the new lead generation, I need to block out more time. And more specifically, non-office hours times. With stuff like that where I'm doing research, I'm not like having to make phone calls, write up contracts and stuff. Like, don't waste the time where I'm not with my kids, where they're running around and stuff, or at the office I can concentrate. Do more of that stuff on non-office hours, like early in the morning or at night or something like that, where I can just do some research. So those were some of the things that I learned doing it. I mean, I'm more of in the weeds instead of like you guys out trying to pick out brand new leads because you guys don't have a big sphere to pull from. So that was last month. This month, it's going to be, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to keep doing my daily outputs. I will post that YouTube video, and I'll post it on my social media so everybody knows to go watch it. And the other thing
We
that
even edited that together.
we did, well, I mean, we put the pieces together.
All right.
Yeah. And so for the new lead generation, obviously the YouTube, and then I've done a lot of video content of like walkthroughs for houses. I just haven't edited it because I want to start posting some like video home walkthroughs of like really nice houses and stuff on like TikTok or Instagram.
Okay.
So 1 YouTube video, 3 of those videos this month.
Okay.
And then my last one is the
3
sphere.
walkthrough videos.
And then my sphere is to just post 2 more informational videos on like my social media and stuff, kind of. Not videos, but more like, hey, what's going on kind of thing. Because the purpose of my action steps this month is videos.
Okay.
Videos. Get it out there.
So since you want to focus on videos, are you thinking through essentially, I know you have a pipeline, right, for your leads. Do you have a pipeline for creating videos that make it easy for you to either quickly edit videos or quickly turn around videos or just quickly record something and then turn it into something like postable?
I have a pipeline as far as those the walkthrough videos and like random, because what I want to do with the informational videos is like do like a scan of a really cool room, but then like put up words that either talk or do the, what's it called, the green screen filter of me talking. So more of like you see those videos all the time on TikTok, like the distraction, so that they can watch it and then they can also listen to some valuable information. So I have a library full of those. I just have to figure out what I want to put on them and then those walkthroughs.
So you have a list of content that you want to go up. The
Already created.
ideas part is not the issue right now. It's
the execution.
Yeah.
It's the execution of editing it. Yeah. The only video I don't have is the YouTube one.
Okay. I mean, I would check out for at least like quick cuts or stuff specifically like TikTok content. There is a lot of like automatic AI like video editing.
I've seen those, yeah.
And like,
are they free?
There are a lot of free ones.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, and most of them aren't necessarily amazing, but I mean, they will simplify a lot of things.
I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy, so
yeah, but even if it's like, hey, clip together, throw this text on here, add this song, and then throw it together. Like, it doesn't need to be the best thing. I think if that's what's getting in the way of you just posting, like you you need consistency more than you need quality. Quality can come as you build, but if you're just trying to make it perfect, or you're just trying to make a video exactly the way you want it, and you never end up posting, that doesn't do you any good.
Exactly. And that's what the goal is, to time block more of that out.
Gotcha.
And actually do a lot more of those things. Like I said, non-office hours.
What time do you get up in the morning?
5?
Would you get up at 4?
Probably not.
Okay. I've been getting up. There's a guy I've been meeting with, and he was telling me how he starts his day at 4 a.m. That's how he's done it for a long time, and he's like, I can work a 13-hour day and still have my evening with my wife, and so it makes it where being able to go hard in business and then also be able to have that family time is a lot more preserved. So I've started doing that. I was going to say, if you want, I've been getting up at 4, and the first thing I do is I put a shirt on, I put shorts on, I come in here, and I'm working right away. If you want, I'd be fine being almost like the accountability buddies to be like, you up?
Yeah. I get up at 5 so I can go work out.
I work out at 5. So between 4 and 4:30 or 4 and 4:45, I'm doing stuff. If my wife is, if she's working that day, I stop at 4:30, make her breakfast so she can leave after the gym and go. If I'm just going by myself, or if she doesn't have work afterward, I'll work for 45 minutes, go to the gym, and then the day's kicked off. But you have it's just, you now have time to get some of that stuff done. For me, I feel it's been very helpful I felt even just to have half an hour to 45 minutes, I have a to-do going in, so I can pull it up on my notes, know exactly, here's what we're doing, and then you're racing the clock, which is kind of nice, because it makes it where you're not on social media, you're not, that screen's on the side, I'm here we got to go because I'm racing the clock.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a pretty good routine just because, so I get to go to the gym and then shower real quickly, because the wife, she goes to work an hour before, and then I got to shower and stuff, and then get the kids ready and then take them to school. But it's set up so as soon as they're dropped off for school, I'm ready. And every night before I go to bed, I plan and make that to-do list for the next day.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I was finding myself these last couple of weeks, because I don't mind doing the editing stuff. I found myself doing it during the office hours when I should have been doing other stuff, because realistically, of trying to read emails, send things, make phone calls and text at home, is, I've learned over my time, isn't my strongest thing that I do. A lot of people can do it easily.
Yeah.
But I found, I started trying to do more of that stuff in the evening, because I mean the kids are older, so it's make dinner, they have their own, they don't want to sit and hang out with me before bed, so I do have a lot more time at night to get that kind of stuff done, to free up time to, that's why I was able to go actually shoot the videos. I just gotta find time to edit them.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, so there we have it.
Cool.
Sweet.
Anything? Did we talk about our numbers? And I got
distracted? The numbers. Yep. So numbers real quickly. We have just over 12,000 active homes.
And this is going to be Greater Phoenix area.
Greater Phoenix area. Yeah. So anything, from mobile homes to multi-million-dollar homes, just not Flagstaff, Tucson, stuff like that. The greater, even Casa Grande I'll leave out, but Maricopa and stuff, it'll stay in.
And we use these metrics, like we talk about every month, that this is a snapshot of the Greater Phoenix area. It's a large city, so it helps give an idea of what other markets might be doing. Not every market is exactly like Phoenix, but this gives you an indicator of what we see on a monthly basis, what's real. It's not some pundit on TV telling you, well, I think it's going up or I think it's going down. So what do we got for active homes in
I
the
think
Greater
we talked
Phoenix
about
area?
last podcast too. So these active homes that we talk about, when I give you the numbers every week, this is where this is the potential of where the market's going. And then when we review the closed one, that is what happened last month. So then you compare the two to get a general idea of
Yep.
where it's going. Yep.
Cool.
So our active homes, which were up of 500 homes from last year or from last month, our closed homes were at about 1,600, and we were only at 1,000 last month. So last month, so comparing the last 2 months together, we have over almost 600 more homes closing every single week. So these are weekly numbers too, not monthly. So with 1,600 homes a week are closing.
That's like 4,800 homes in the month.
Exactly. So the crazy thing is that more homes are closing, but also the number of active homes are still going up. So, I mean, if you see a lot of closings and that number start dwindling, kind of like what happened in 2020, so that means like our market, it's heating up. We got people that want to sell because they still got equity. We got people who still want to buy.
And there's people who are figuring out how to make it work.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we say all the time, it depends on your situation.
Yep.
If you can make it work, you can make it work. Interest rates from last month, they jumped up from, I think they were in like the mid sixes to 7.3, but then we're back down again to 7.125. Everything I've read, talked about and stuff, I think there was somebody reported wrong numbers, and that's why it kind of like dropped a little bit and then went up further. But I mean, the feds already came out and said they're,
I won from that
what was it?
with the misreporting of numbers, and then I got a house at a lower interest rate
Oh,
than
yeah, you did,
everyone
yeah.
else.
Yeah. You're welcome. Oh, I didn't get any commission for that house. It was a good idea though, wasn't it? I told
It
him,
worked
I told him
out.
to jump. Yeah, it did. We're sitting in it.
Yep.
Yeah. So feds are, they've already came out and said they are dropping. They're just going to do it slowly over time. Who knows when it's going to happen? Probably the summertime. But then again, we didn't know 2 planes were going to crash into the World Trade Center. So who knows what the hell's going to happen?
Never forget.
Never.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'll probably just do a little teaser for next podcast. I'll start diving a little bit more into the NAR, so the National Realtors Association of Realtors, are getting their ass sued by sellers.
Cool. And then we'll break down what's going on because there's payouts to the tune of $1 billion. Mason's gonna break that all down for us
Multiple
next month.
billion.
Ooh. All right. Jeez. Alex, what's been going on with you the last month?
Oh, a whole lot. So, well, let's start with recap. So, numbers for last year or last month in January, I was at 3,400 roughly. Did about 2,400 this year or this month. So, down. Thank you. Thank you. My action steps from last month were consistent posting. And then, honestly, I've actually been sticking to that pretty well. I've posted, I think, just over 21 times. So I was posting pretty much 5 days a week, Monday through Friday on LinkedIn.
You're on LinkedIn too,
LinkedIn
so
is
you're
good.
like way different than us.
Yeah, so that my whole strategy has been circled around LinkedIn. Honestly, been pretty good. I checked out my stats on LinkedIn for February, and I got over 80,000 impressions, which impressions is just like a view, which is pretty good considering I have like a followership of like 6,000 people roughly. Spent a lot of time trying to make more connections on there. I'm starting to get to know more people in the industry, more like top voice people.
I'm not too familiar with LinkedIn. Like, can people like save a post, or do they like it? Can they save?
Yeah, they
stuff?
can react to it, they can comment on it, and then they can repost. Those are like the main.
Okay,
like,
they can't
three
ever like
interactions.
save one.
I don't think that there's a save function that I know of.
Okay.
But traditionally, it's you'll see people reacting to it, commenting on it, or reposting it. And a lot of my content, as I've been focusing, something I was focusing last month was a lot on copywriting and trying to get just a better handle on writing better, having better hooks.
Real quick, what is copywriting? Because I remember we talked about it a little bit last week, and I've heard people talk about it online in terms of, hey, you need to learn this skill. But the way that I started to understand it when we were talking together seemed not the typical, I'm going to take something that I've written or something that I've produced, it is copyrighted so no one else can use it.
Yeah, so my understand, similarly, I thought copywriting was like, oh, you're just writing for advertisements. But copywriting is specifically like the word copy here can mean anything from like words that you put on a website to grab people's attention, LinkedIn post, like any kind of social media post, anything that is typically written in a way that it's supposed to like grab people's attention and get them to read your stuff. Whether it be about personal information, but most of the time copywriting is in the context of this is for a business to help you understand and learn, more about, or get people more interested, because it doesn't matter if you have great stuff if the way you write is really boring and people don't care about it. You gotta write things in a way that's captivating. And so that's been my focus. And I've started to see a lot more consistency of like impressions. People are reacting a lot more. People are commenting a lot more. I'm starting to build better connections on LinkedIn, which is awesome.
So any post is a copyright?
Technically,
So
it's like it's the act of copywriting.
Yeah,
So like you are writing copy by creating a post on social media and posting it.
going through Facebook, you ever get like, the memories and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I was like 20. And it was, because it used to be like, Mason Oxendale, and then you were like, is doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a copyright out there that says Mason Oxendale is getting schwazed tonight.
Yep. Yeah, that's copy. Everyone's what? Why?
Feel free to take that.
Thank you. I will post that on my professional LinkedIn profile. No, and so that stuff's been going really well. I've been building good connections there. But honestly, the thing that's been the most successful for me so far is there's been a client that I've been working with for the last month for free, like complete free services. And I've been busting my butt for them. I've done a lot of hard work for them. And eventually, by the end of the conversation, it got to a point where we were helping them with one project, and then they just kept adding all this stuff to the project. And they wanted it like really fast turnarounds to the point where their CFO was taking what we did and showing it to the CEO, which I was like, that's gutsy considering like you're not paying for this at all. This is completely free. I was like, and they're like, and they're promising more. I'm like, okay, I want you to, and then I got to a point where
They're promising more work for you to do for free?
Oh, no, they're promising that they'll have more to show the CEO. And I'm like, that's really gutsy considering you're not paying me.
Yeah.
So just to clarify,
Yeah.
Alex is doing work for this company, and they told him, hey, we've started showing this to the CEO. We need this next section of reports to show him in like a 48-hour period.
Yes.
And it was like, hey, usually things don't get turned around that fast, period.
Right.
Second of all, there is no paycheck associated to this.
Exactly.
I don't want to jump the gun on your story, but like, did you ask about like, hey, is this going to lead to anything?
So no. So what I said with them, I was like, hey, first of all, I understand that you guys have crazy turnarounds and that you've been trying really hard to get stuff up. I've been working extra. I want you guys to understand that this isn't normally how these things go. But I understand that you guys really want to get things out, and I genuinely want to help you. And I wasn't lying. I did genuinely want to help them. They were really cool to work with. The problem was really interesting. I enjoyed doing the work. So I didn't have any problems with that. But then I was like, all right, the scope of this project has gone crazily from what we first started talking about when we started. Like, it was like one thing that they were like, oh, well, we just need to see this. And then they added this, and then this, and then this. And then it's like vastly complicated. Like, it's a significant, like, this is something that someone could charge a lot of money to do. Like, it's a really big data
Should have
problem.
put a stipulation in that free comment.
Well, no, I'm okay with that. So it's gonna work out because
Let him finish the story.
because I brought this up. I was like, hey, I love working with you guys. I've had a great time. I'm really happy that I could help you turn this around. And there's all this stuff. However, I can't keep doing work for free. It's like I need to. It's like at the end of this week. So this Friday, I'm saying this is my cutoff. Like I can't do any more free work after this. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what are your payment structures? So I was like, oh, okay. Well, like let's do this. So, and the thing is initially, I had set my prices. So I do a subscription model. So you pay a flat price upfront, and then what?
Skip this part.
Oh, okay. So with the basically, I just said I I wanted to cut it in half initially, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to stick to my guns. I'm going to say, okay, I'm worth this much, and there's this option. They're like, oh, okay. And they're like, do you offer any discounts for any like longevity stuff? I was like, no, but I do offer a discount if you do 2 projects at a time. I give you a small discount here. And like, oh, okay. And then my co-founder, his buddy actually works in that team, and that's how we kind of got introed in the first place. His buddy was like, oh yeah, they're having budget talks and they really want to do business with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so we pitched again to their CFO last Friday, and he's like, this stuff is amazing. We've never had anything like this. So he's like, we're going to do everything we can to make sure this becomes a paid engagement because we want to do business with you. So
that's awesome.
That has by far been my most successful thing in that regard. So that's been awesome.
Yeah, I was wondering if the story was going to lead to being like, oh yeah, we'll sign up right now. We were just trying to see how much you would do for how long. For free.
No, I don't think they were wanting to take advantage, but I think this was genuinely a case of they didn't know what they needed until they started seeing.
Until they got the one thing and they're like, oh wait, we need to.
Yeah, and then all it did, a lot of what it did was show how bad everything was. It was like, oh geez. So honestly, it's much more than just like straight up reporting. It ended up being a lot of data stuff, but very, very, very helpful. And the very long moral of the story here is that, you know, a lot of free work and a lot of goodwill and showing value up front can lead to so much more and other opportunities later on. But you got to be willing to delay that gratification.
Which I think...
Jab. You guys read that book?
Jab, right hook. Yep. No, but I listen to a lot of Gary Vee, so I understand it. I think we had conversations about this, obviously, before the podcast, and you had told me about it when it was happening. The other thing that I think is really important is this is proof of concept.
Yes.
As well. That on 2 fronts. One, that you gave away something for free. Mm-hmm. You worked extremely hard. So it wasn't just, download my free ebook and you can get something, like you'll get some information out of it. You put actual time, energy, and effort into it. Mm-hmm. I've seen the amount that you've worked just in the last couple months. You're working at a blistering pace. Yeah. The other thing to couple with that is not just when you get started in a business or at whatever, people, you're just not good at it. Mm-hmm. But since you've been in the industry, you have been doing it, you've been able to offer something to them in such a short time frame that they've been able to say, no, this is excellent. So it's the proof of concept that, one, the free stuff resulted in paid stuff, but also the paid stuff is so excellent, or the free stuff was so excellent that they're like, we need to pay for this. Yeah. And the amount that they're going to be paying for it is not insignificant. Right. So for me, it's a big kudos to you in terms of the amount of work that you've put into it, the quality that you put out. Like I was honestly super excited, even selfishly a little bit, to be able to share on the podcast, like, hey, look, mm-hmm. we're doing what we said we were going to do. Right. And you're blazing the path on that. So excellent job. Yeah.
And it's really crazy. I've told you this already, but even working with the free clients, I learned more in the last couple of months of working with the free clients than I have at my like regular full-time job for a year and a half. And it's just because you're just exposing yourself to so many scenarios. And you can be a technical wizard with any tool from a programming perspective, or even in real estate or construction. But if you only do one type of thing, you're going to get stale. And so this has challenged me in a lot of really good ways. And it's good because I feel more comfortable experimenting with someone who's, not charging me anything. Yeah. then if it doesn't work right away, it's not the end of the world, because I'm actually I'm still providing value. And I've discovered amazing solutions even further. But it's just an iterative process, and I know that it's just going to keep getting better and more smooth. And now I have the confidence of like, okay, I knew that my stuff was valuable, but having the validation from a client saying, we have never had something like this, and we've desperately needed something like this, gives me the validation of like, okay, no, I have proven myself across not only one, but 2 clients, let's say, and are giving me testimonials now and referrals and all that kind of stuff to say, yes, this is really good. Holy cow. Like, then if my product's good enough, then okay, I don't need to, it doesn't need to be free product anymore. Mm-hmm. Now I can go a step forward, feeling confident that these guys know the quality of my worth, and everyone else who's going to come through them are also going to know, hey, Alex is a quality guy.
Yeah. How long? You said you're doing a post almost like 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. Is that your goal to do it like for the entire year?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just build authority on LinkedIn, and then also the audience and reach. It's kind of the society now where if you have a lot of connections or followers, people are more willing to give you opportunities, or even just have that initial conversation. And so, just being seen as a creator on LinkedIn already helps me talk to other creators, and I've been able to start talking with people who are direct competitors. People who are in a similar vein of industry, or even just someone who I think is a good lead. Like I've had, it's really funny because I have more people pitching me on LinkedIn now because of it too. And it's a great opportunity. I love those conversations because I hop in and I'm like, cool, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh.
Yeah, I bet you, because you can't save things, I bet you a lot of people that have like liked those posts, they've like liked it and be like, oh, that's really cool. I should look into that eventually. And then so that's why I was wondering how long you're going to do it. So the more you post, the more frequent your stuff will show up, and eventually you might just hook a couple more.
It's really interesting. I have had people reach out now because they're like, hey, I've seen a few of your posts the last few weeks, and like every single time I learn something new, or it's very value added. Yeah. Like, okay, if you're adding value every post, then you must know something. So why would I not want to do business with you?
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, that's enough about me. Thaddeus, what's been going
on? It's been a good month. I do have one caveat to my numbers. I was expecting to have hit over 7,000 on this month. I finished with 5,424. Part of that it was a deposit, and they had sent the deposit in 2 steps. The other half of the deposit
hit March
1st.
That's okay. You're still recognizing it. It's not like you didn't get paid.
So 5,424. The action steps from last month was going to be calling the general contractors who were doing 7-figure projects to see if I could become a part of their referral list if they've got projects that they didn't want and they wanted to have a contact. Then I was trying to say, hey, send them my way.
Me.
Yeah. Followed up with reaching out to designers after that. Had probably a lot better response with the designers than I did with the general contractors, and I had fewer designers that I reached out to. The thing that I was proud of with the designers was I had a list of 15 maybe. I called the first 3. The first one was like, okay, here's my email address. Send me an email with a portfolio. And I had created an email with some portfolio stuff for the general contractors. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Wrote down their email, called the next person, and it was immediate. Just, no, hung up. Okay. Third person was calling. They're like, yeah, usually we just like to see portfolio stuff from people. And I was like, all right, I need to stop right now. And I had time blocked to just call people for an hour straight. And I was going to be able to roll right through my list. And I threw that on pause for several days, created an email, just introducing myself, the company, and then it was like 4 pictures of projects that I had been the lead on to show, hey, here's the stuff that we do. And when I started reaching out to the designers again, it wasn't, hey, I'm a general contractor, would you like to work with me? It was, hey, I'm a general contractor, can I send you an email of the stuff I've done? And a lot of people, I got sent to voicemail, but there were 2 people that did pick up the phone. They're like, yeah, absolutely, here's my email address. And then I had 3 people respond the next day to the voicemail saying, hey, absolutely, here's my email address, send it over. So instantly, I was like, this is the way to do it. I was very proud of myself just to recognize, let's go in with a plan, not just, hi. So,
yeah. They probably, because those designers probably have quite a few people on the list, and then they go through to see, does anything in his portfolio match what I have envisioned in my head for this place?
Yep.
And then they pick their construction on that. Yeah.
and the people that are hiring interior designers are working with a higher finish and also want to deliver a different quality to their customer. You can have the stereotypical old grouchy general contractor who's going to show up, he's going to do good at his job, but the customer service is going to be lacking, and you want a smooth process for your customer all the way through. So it's understanding, hey, like, I absolutely can do that. I do that routinely. Now, how do I convey that to you?
Did you put the bathroom picture where you put that freaking crazy high black sheen where it looked like the whole bathroom was a giant mirror?
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude, that's badass.
Yeah, there's a couple
How expensive is a gallon of that thing?
So that's a story I can kind of fill in for a different time, because
just throw out a number so you know how much one of those things costs.
The one that he's talking about, the really expensive one, is Fine Paints of Europe, and I think we were quoted at $72 a square foot.
Jeez.
Hey, but if you go look at the picture, it's fucking sick.
Oh no, I saw
So
the picture.
the short story of that is we found a lot cheaper way to achieve a similar finish, and we can, if we have time, I'll go into a little bit about that, kind of more trade specific for it. The one that I was really focused on was getting all my calls in. I got finished all my calls February 29th. So I was just proud that I got it. I'm going to up the amount of calls that I'm doing. Before I get to that, let's go over. I got 2 videos posted on Instagram. I wanted to get 4, got 2. The second video I posted, it had my highest viewership of any of the videos that I posted. It was over 7,000 views on it.
Nice.
So I was very happy about that. I feel like I'm starting to understand how to grab more eyeballs on Instagram. So that's cool. I set up the Google business account. I talked to you guys about that because I've worked on both your houses to say, hey, can you leave me a review? So one of the things I was very proud of with that was it did a couple things for me. I reached out to some previous people that I had worked with. One of the guys ended up, he's like, I called him just to ask for the Google review, and he's like, oh yeah, also I've got this huge project, and there's talks that go farther down the road, but essentially it's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of projects that could be coming from that. But that's a what if.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing for like the Sphere.
Yep.
Just call them just to, not asking me if they're going to buy or sell, just saying hello, asking. The easiest one is asking for a review if they haven't sent one. Yeah.
And the part that I was super proud of was the people that I reached out to were like, oh yeah, absolutely. I had people even from almost 2 years ago, and the guy I think had it filled out within an hour, and he's like, absolutely, I'm doing that for you. So I've talked to you guys even privately about, I think I've done a poor job at pricing a lot of the projects that I've done. But I've always tried to stay committed to doing the project with integrity and making sure it was a quality project. Yeah. And I think that it showed just as far as the amount of people that jumped on it right away. I was like, I've built a fantastic relationship with these people that I was just proud of, that they didn't go, okay, yeah, I'll get around to it. It was like, yeah, absolutely. So that made me know they were happy with what we did.
I think too, I was thinking about this the other day because we had a conversation about when you called me about calling the realtors. Like you almost like accidentally kind of did what Alex did. Like you sold yourself short, but then you gave them the work that you would have charged a lot more for. Yeah. And then now if they come back to you, they're not even going to flinch probably at the price because they know what you do. That
too, and then even I've compared, like this is kind of dumb, but for me is I know it's a little bit of a vanity metric, but the amount of 5-star reviews I was able to rack up within a week, compared to some other general contracting companies. I'm like, just like your thing with LinkedIn, I now have greater authority in terms of someone looks up general contractor. If my company comes up versus someone with the lower stars, it's usually you're looking at how many stars they have. Yep. Oh, this guy has 11 5-star reviews. Cool, that looks good. And the more you have, the better. Yeah. So it's just creating that authority. So the other thing I had with that was the Google ads that were running. I don't think I have that optimized, but I also don't think I really want to be running that right now. The deposit that I got this month was for a kitchen project. We're going to be starting beginning of April. I've got another kitchen project that is going to be starting just before that, so they're going to kind of be running at the same time. So very proud of that, but I might throw that on pause. I wanted to do the ads for a longer period of time, but just with those going on right now, I'm considering that and just probably going to look at what happens more with reaching out to people directly, because that seems like that's going well right now, and we've got stuff coming in. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to just shut off stuff from leads, but
Yeah.
anyways, thing I meant to do at the beginning was our numbers. 2x4s, 347. That's holding steady. Plywood 1750. Copper 2642. All of that's just the same. So should have put that at the beginning. Anyways, action steps for next month is going to be the calling the realtors. So you can do it on Zillow, or the easier part is if you have access to the Realtor listing service, you can see who has sold homes in whatever area you designate within whatever time frame. So I'm going to essentially do the last year, Greater Phoenix area, who sold a home that's between $1 million and $5 million. I'm not looking to go above that, because with those people, it's like you're talking uber luxury for the homes, but I want to try and qualify the people that I'm reaching out to and try and approach the realtors saying, hey, if you need someone who is a resource for your clients, if they're looking to remodel or update their kitchens, bathrooms, or whole house, anything like that, I'd love to be your guy. I can send you over a portfolio piece of what we're doing. Same thing with the designers. And obviously the reason why we're doing that price range is because those people usually have a disposable income and are keen on updating their houses and maintaining a certain level for the place they're living in.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's what we got. All right, anything else?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Back to the grind.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, next week we have a guest on the podcast. Super excited about it. We're going to try and make sure we start booking these a little bit more, because I love talking to the guests and all that good stuff. So, anyways.
There's no sign up. So until next time.
I hope your hammer stays accurate.
Go Wi-Fi fast.
And your work blessed.
See you, everybody.
Sounds awful. Oh, that hurt. That was loud.